Reservoir Dogs Trivia. These two previously starred in Thelma and Louise. Tim Roth didn't read the script until most of the cast were drunk. Turns out Tim Roth was very eager to play as Mr. Orange. A paramedic was close by to make sure that Tim Roth didn't consistently bleed out a lot. After laying in a pool of fake blood, it took 7 minutes to peel off Tim Roth from the floor. Michael Madsen was reluctant to act in the torture scene. This is Michael Madsen's real car, because movie couldn't afford rent cars. In case you're wondering, his car is a Cadillac Coupe de Ville. Edward Bunker, who plays as Mr. Blue, thought the film was very unrealistic. James Wood could have been in this film. James Wood's agent refused. James Wood fired agent. Actor Kurt Coltz, who plays the police officer, really did ride in the trunk of Michael Madsen's car. This woman is Tim Roth's dialect coach. This is all probably going to sound confusing, but Tarantino wanted Tim Roth to play either Mr. Blonde or Mr. Pink. Steve Buscemi auditioned for Mr. White, but Steve Buscemi could have played the roles of Mr. Orange or Nice Guy Eddie. Michael Madsen auditioned for Mr. Pink. George Clooney and Christopher Walken turned down the role of Mr. Blonde. Vincent Gallo turned down the role for Mr. Pink. Matt Dillon could have played as Mr. Blonde. Dennis Hopper could have played the role as Mr. Pink. John Cryer could have been Mr. Pink too, but turned it down because he didn't understand the script. Quentin Tarantino was supposed to play as Mr. Pink. Samuel L. Jackson and Ving Rhames could have played Holdaway. Samuel L. Jackson auditioned for the role of Mr. Orange. Viggo Mortensen also could have been in this film. Playing who? I don't know. And finally, Tom Sizemore was the last choice for Mr. Pink. An absolute clusterfuck for those alternative actors. Many of the actors wore their own clothes.
No, it's never plastic, and I always said if I felt that way about a job, I fucking walk. And I did, and I didn't make the fucking money.
My son is done. I need you cool. Are you cool? I am cool.
That line was added into the script after the conflict between Lawrence Tierney and Michael Madsen. None of the women cast have any speaking parts. That was an accident.
I ain't heard that song since it was big.
His cup is empty. If you listen carefully, Pink is apprehended. He says he's killed people, but you don't actually see Mr. Blonde kill anyone on screen. These are Mr. Blue's only lines in the film.
I used to like her early stuff. Borderline. Once you got off into that Papa Don't Preach phase, I tuned out. Dick, 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 dick. How many dicks is that?
A lot.
Do you know what these chicks make? They make shit.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, they're just doing their job.
Hey, this girl was nice.
She was okay. I mean, she wasn't anything special.
What's special? Take you in the back and suck your dick?
You know, I used to work minimum wage, and when I did, I wasn't lucky enough to have a job that society deemed tip-worthy.
You don't care they're counting on your tips to live?
Mr. Blue is dead.
Audiences could have seen the fate of Mr. Blue, but couldn't because of limited budget. Mr. Pink, Mr. Brown, and Mr. Blue are the only members that don't reveal their names.
Like a Virgin's not about some sensitive girl who meets a nice fella
They're talking about Madonna.
who's a regular fuck machine. I'm talking morning, day, night, afternoon. Dick, 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 dick.
Madonna signed her erotica album to Tarantino stating, "It's not about dick, it's about love." Speaking of which, she really likes this film. This scene requires the traffic lights to go green. Legendary horror director Wes Craven famously walked out of a screening of the film. 33 people walked out from this scene. Harvey Weinstein didn't want to keep the torture scene in the film. +1 to Tarantino, -23 for Weinstein. South Korea says nope to torture or killing scenes of police officers. The apartment is only upstairs from the warehouse.
Either he's alive or he's dead, or the cops got him, or they don't.
Deja vu.
I don't know who's dead. I don't know who's alive. I don't know who's caught. I don't know who's not.
This line
Let's go to work.
originated from The Professionals. Found Wilhelm. Uncomfortable wooden ramp could have been a comfy mattress. The whole movie could have been in black and white. Film has no orchestral score. Instead only relied on specific songs. The famous walk scene could have had the song Money from Pink Floyd. This song could have been Ballroom Blitz by The Sweet. Reservoir Dogs is labelled a heist film, though you do not see heist. These are Chesterfield's cigarettes. Mickey Mouse is a fan of this film. Here are some of the examples of symbolism with colours in this film.
Just said no thank you and walk, but I didn't fucking listen. It was like that every time I got caught buying weed. Same thing, man. I didn't trust the guy. I felt funny about him, but I wanted to believe him, you know? Because if he's not lying to me, if he really is tie stick, then it's great, right? But no, it's never tie stick. And I always said if I felt that way about a that soon, okay? They didn't let their presence be known until after Mr. Blonde became a madman, all right?
We're all
awful goddamn lucky he didn't tag us when he shut the place up. I came this close to taking his ass out myself.
3.5 weeks to write the first draft. Filmed in 35 days. With 99 minutes, it's Tarantino's shortest film. This hand gesture signals cut filming, but all the men stood up and left, so he just carried on. That's all the time I have for trivia. Thank you so much for watching. And remember this, 7 total strangers team up for the perfect crime. They don't know each other's name, but they've got each other's color.
Dick, 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 dick.